Welcome to Cedar Club, Quincy's favorite local bar. A friendly corner bar with a laid-back atmosphere and affordable drinks. It's the perfect spot for a great time. With entertainment galore, including shuffleboard, golden tea, pool, foosball, and winning gaming machines. Cedar Club's latest edition is the best spot to catch your favorite game. Great drinks, great friends, and great times. Cedar Club, 20th and Cedar in Quincy. Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad. Today I get the distinct pleasure of sitting down with Miss Sally Westerhoff. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. Thank you for joining me. I'm doing great. The weather could be a little bit better, but I'm holding out hope that it's going to start warming up, right? Fingers crossed. Yeah. So you're here on behalf of the Cat Coalition, right? Quincy Cat Coalition.
Right.
We're talking about whiskey, wine, and whiskers, but give me the good news.
Well, the good news is, for the first time, we have sold out.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
They sold out. So we'll talk a little bit more about the Cat Coalition in just a second, but for people who are lucky enough to get tickets, what can they expect?
They can expect a lot of good things to drink, some good stuff to eat, and some great auction items, and some raffle baskets with lots of good stuff in them. And just generally a good time.
Just a good night. Yeah, so they get a glass when they come in, and they can pick either a wine glass or a whiskey glass.
Correct.
What would you pick?
Wine glass.
Yeah, wine. I'm kind of both, but I think as far as tasting goes, I can't tell the difference between whiskey, but I like a good wine.
Yeah.
And I really can't taste the difference between that either, but that's really the only place I'm going to get to try high-end wines, which you do have, right?
We do.
Yeah.
Yep. We've got some couple of good bottles on the auction block, and several good bottles of whiskeys on the auction block, and 4 Chicago Bulls tickets on the floor.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I didn't know. So
Yeah.
is that like a live auction, or is it all
That's
that's
live.
live? Those are so much fun. They really are. They bring out the competitive nature in a lot of people, and we're all there for the same reason, which of course is the Cat Coalition and helping the kitties, right? But it does tend to bring out the people start kind of, they want to show their support. We'll say that, right?
Correct.
They get very, very enthusiastic about it.
And that's what we want.
Right. It's a very good time. You get to taste high-end wines, high-end whiskeys, but we're all there for the same reason, which is supporting the Cat Coalition. So can you give me a little bit of information on what the Cat Coalition is, how long you've been around, and kind of your overall why?
Yeah, so when I was getting ready to retire from the Humane Society, I had this thought about what the biggest needs were as far as animal welfare in our community, and it was cats. So I got this group together, and I said, let's see what we can do, and got a lot of enthusiastic response. So we set up the organization and got a grant to get our program rolling, and then subsequently set up this fundraiser to fund what we do, because we don't charge anybody anything for anything we do, and that's trapping cats, spaying, neutering, vaccinating them, providing winter housing. We've done some conflict resolution in some neighborhoods. So, we're just fortunate that we've had the great support that we've had to do what we do, and the people that we do it for are so very appreciative.
Right. Because, I always take it back to, I knew we had a cat problem, right, in our community, but when I was running for alderman, that was like the biggest piece of feedback I got was, we have a cat problem, what are you going to do about it? And I want your feedback on this. So, the best way to control the population is what?
Spay and neuter.
Yeah, trap and release, spay and neuter. And that's not easy, because when we're thinking, trap and release, you're thinking maybe the lap kitty, who, these are not lap kitties.
No,
a lot of times
not.
they're feral. Sometimes you get the situation like out at the Silver Dollar when you came out, right, where the cats are a little more tame. But I can't imagine having to go in figure out the best way to get these cats into a crate, get them spayed, and then, you know, release them back. Because releasing them back, we don't really have anywhere else to put them, but we do want to control the population, and that's the best way to do it, right?
Yeah, it's the best way. I mean, you know, there've been trap and kill programs for years and animal control programs, but they just don't work because there's this thing called the vacuum effect that, so you go in and you take 10 kitties out of this area, well, you're going to get immigration from other areas, and so once you stabilize that colony, then that stops that immigration.
Right.
And stops the problems.
Yeah, and I've had personal experience. I know a lot of friends have had personal experiences where you all have come out and helped us. One, you know, recent situation, my girls found a kitty at the reservoir park, and it was living in the pipe. And you came out and you put, you know, a crate there with, you know, some you know, you're trying to get them into the crate to get her spayed. It just was really nice to know that there's someone to call, because oftentimes you feel kind of helpless. You can't take them all in, as I want to, but you can't take them all in, right?
Nope.
So having someone like you in your group to call, just to know that you're not helpless, I guess, in the situation,
correct,
is great.
Yeah, yeah. The people who are having a problem, you know, spaying or neutering one cat isn't that expensive, but, you know, we've had situations where people have a lot more cats than that.
Yeah.
19 in one yard we did, and the lady obviously was not able to fund that many surgeries and vaccinations, and you know, once we stabilized it, some of those cats are going to die from disease, hit by cars, so you're going to finally get that colony down to a manageable population, which is what happened there.
Right, yeah. And you know what you're doing, so if somebody has questions about how to manage a situation, call you, right? You don't have to take it on, and you don't have to do it yourself. I know it seems an impossible task to take care of it, but you guys are making a big dent in it, and I, for one, appreciate it. I know our community appreciates it. And none of it's free, right? We just talked about that. So we need events like Whiskey, Wine, and Whiskers to help pay for these services that you provide. But more than you know, just going to show your support for the events, you want to show your support for your community and also the animals. That they definitely all deserve better, right?
They do,
yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a people problem. It's not a cat problem. So we're there to help the people who want to help the cats.
Yeah, I love it. And also show everybody in our community a good time with Whiskey, Wine, and Whiskers. So if you weren't fortunate enough to get your tickets this year, stay tuned. This is the 4th year, and like Sally said, the 1st year that they've sold out. So next year when this comes back around, don't sleep on it.
Get your tickets early.
Get your tickets. And for everybody who did get a ticket, see you Saturday at the Holiday Inn, right? Is that where it is?
At the Holiday Inn,
Yeah.
5:30.
5:30.
Saturday, March 8th.
There you go. Go get your glasses, try some good stuff, and have a good time supporting the Quincy Cat Coalition. Thank you so much, Sally. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We do too.
Absolutely.
Then head to Delta Tire for expert advice and old-fashioned customer service. We carry high-mileage tires like the Yokohama Avid Ascent and Yokohama Geolandar tires for trucks and SUVs. Over 5,000 in-stock tires and wheels in our 4 Quincy locations. Check us out online anytime at deltatirequincy.com.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center. Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy.
Welcome out to Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer and it feels so right. I'll meet you out on Broadway underneath Shamrock Light. We're gonna have a good time on the patio tonight. There's a party down at Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer on a champagne night. We're feeling place to eat and drink. 2902 Broadway.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be. Before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
The Tower, a great place to meet and eat. But did you know the Tower has one of the finest drink selections in our area? Along with its incredible Mexican menu, the Tower specializes in tequilas for every taste. Names like Patron, Cabo Wabo, and Hornitos. And don't forget the margaritas. On Mondays and Tuesdays, stop by and pick up a single topping pizza and get Tower margaritas to go. Enjoy the Tower at home or in our dining room, bar area, or the Tower's signature climate-controlled porch. The Tower Pizza and Mexican in Quincy.
And welcome back. Joining me now, my pal D.O.B. with the BBB. How are you, Don O'Brien?
I'm good.
Good. So, wedding season is coming, not for me, but for many other blushing brides and grooms to be. They're busy preparing for their big day. There's lots that goes into it and lots of money.
Lots of money. So as we always say, we don't really see wedding scams, but obviously we do see some unscrupulous businesses in every walk of life.
Yes.
And believe it or not, we want to make sure that on your beautiful day, where you tie the knot, you have a good day. And as you said, there's so many things that go into it. And last year, BBB, we received nearly 5,000 complaints about wedding vendors, things tied to the wedding industry.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that you're aware of things. This is certainly a time that if you are getting married, you're going to want to make sure that you really do your research on who you're hiring, because you only get one. Well, you hope you only get one shot at this.
Yeah, we hope. Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Yes, but anyway, the day you only have one shot at.
Yes, you got to get it right.
You want to make sure that you find a good photographer or videographer, DJ, limo service, caterer, florist, the whole thing. You can see how they just talk about you find a good venue.
Yeah.
You really need to do your research and read contracts and know what those contracts involved. The things that we see on the complaint side of things here at BBB are sometimes those vendors. I just did a warning in the St. Louis area recently on a St. Louis area photographer who was taking money from brides and grooms, and then either not providing the photos in time, and at the end the photographer just wasn't showing up to events.
Ooh.
And a woman from Clayton actually had hired this business to do their photos in the fall. And the photographer canceled on her 3 days before the wedding.
And no money back?
No money back. She put down about $1,600. They haven't they've yet to get the money back. Luckily, she had continued to kind of monitor and stay in contact, or try to stay in contact with this photographer. So she saw the complaints coming on BBB, and she's like, well, we need to have a backup plan. So they actually had a family friend who photographed and videographed the wedding. So they were taken care of, but they did their due diligence.
Sure.
So you really have to do your research. Legitimate businesses are going to give you, let's say a photographer, they're going to let them see their portfolio, get references from other people that they've worked with, and just always remember that you want to obviously get a couple estimates from a couple different people.
Yeah.
But that lowest one isn't always the best though either.
No.
Because they may just be trying to get that and cut corners, and who knows how good the work's going to be. So
and get it in writing. That's one of the things I always
get it in writing.
Get it in
writing. Number 2. Find trusted wedding vendors. Get it in writing.
Yes, because even weddings, really anything that you're putting a significant amount of money, or any amount of money really, that is going to requires a relationship with a business that you may not know, get it in writing and read the small print.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And part of that is, so again, we get complaints about the vendors who sometimes don't show up, like DJs. We've had that too. Other things we get complaints on are sometimes fees pop up that the bride and groom don't expect. Some caterers, hotels, reception venues charge extra for things like plate splitting, cake cutting or corkage fees. If you bring in your own cake, if you bring in your own booze, they may charge you to do that. And sometimes people are like, well, I didn't see that. And then the venue says, no, it's right here in this paragraph or this paragraph.
Right.
So that's why it's very important to read all that fine print and know what you're getting into. One other warning we kind of have here, if you're dealing with a vendor who wants to be paid the entirety up front, that's probably not something you want to do.
Red flag, ding, 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 red flag.
Yes, because if you give that photographer, or that DJ, or that florist all the money before you even get before any services or product, what's their motivation to do that work for you, or to come, or to provide that good? So, we have a whole list. We actually have a weddings headquarters on BBB. You go to bbb.org, you can see, all this, all kinds of stuff that goes into the big day.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that it hits so close to home, but it's not surprising because they are out there. And even if it's a legit business, unless you get it in writing and everything, all the expectations are established up front, and you know what you're getting yourself into, who knows what can happen, and what a crappy thing to happen on your wedding day or even in the days leading up to it. So yeah, due diligence, one thing, get it in writing. When you can, go local. I mean, one of our favorite places is Celebrations Party and Event Rental. They can hook you up with some of the better respected, some of the better businesses around town that can help you. And when in doubt, go to BBB and make sure that you have reputable businesses. It sucks that some people just don't have the scruples, but it is what it is, right?
Yep. It's a lot of work to pull off a good wedding, and if you just go with the first person you come across and don't do any research, your chances of being taken advantage of somehow improve exponentially.
Yeah, 100%. Well, to everybody out there planning a wedding, good luck, Godspeed. We wish you all the best, that this is the one and only, right?
Yes.
We want to wish that first.
I'm still on my first.
Good, me too. Congratulations.
Yes.
But yeah, just make sure that you are doing your homework because we want you to have a long and happy marriage, of course, but we want to kickstart that the right way, which is a very nice wedding with zero scams, zero money lost. So there we go. Thank you, Don O'Brien. Appreciate you. If anybody wants to check out the scam tracker, they go to bbb.org.
Yeah, and all the information we talked about is on there as well.
Perfect. Always good seeing you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, and hopefully I get to see you next week.
I'll be here.
Perfect. All right. I think that does it for today's Daily Muddy. We'll catch you back here tomorrow for Club Muddy.